and welcome back to my channel. So today this is like a millennial video. It's kind of geared towards the 20-somethings and the early 30-somethings, I guess, or even people who are a little bit older or a little bit younger and you're still, you know, going through life. I'm just gonna share with you guys some things that I'm, I guess, going through in this particular season of my life, and I hope that it's helpful and hopefully you can relate, and maybe we can kind of like iron sharpens iron kind of thing if you leave some comments and we can just talk about it and create a dialogue. So is anybody out there going through kind of like an exploration phase or season in their career? I know for me personally, you know, you can look around and you can see like everybody kind of doing their thing and thriving in this, and starting a YouTube channel is just flourishing, or people going on casting calls and getting interviews out of nowhere, getting promotions and all these things, and you're just kind of like, I need something too. So in the season that I'm in right now, I'm exploring. You know, I'm kind of seeing what I'm good at, seeing what I don't really like, seeing what I really love, seeing what I'm passionate about, seeing what I'm not so passionate about, seeing what I thought I was passionate about, but I'm really not passionate about it because there's something else that's kind of overpowering that thing, and it's just so many different levels to this. But I just wanted to encourage you and let you know that in your 20s is the time where you explore. It's the time where you have as many passions as you want in terms of career. If you want to do this, do that. If you want to do that, try that. If you don't like it, then you don't have to do it. I know, like with me personally, I started off my career, well, let me backtrack. So I went to school for film and production and media and all that good stuff, and I found myself wanting to be behind the camera more so, like producing, directing, executive producing, editing. But then once I did a few internships, I realized that, you know what, I think that I can be in front of the camera. I think it's so cool. So I did one internship with the New York Giants, and that was super dope, and that's where I got a lot of like the camera operation and the jib and editing on Adobe Premiere, and it was super dope being out in the field, being a production assistant, being a runner. But then I had an internship with The View, which was super amazing as well, and it was then when I was doing, like, you know, the behind the scenes, I was like, wow, like I would love to sit in front, you know, of people and talk and like be a host. That would be so cool. Hence why I started my YouTube channel. You know, I feel like I have experiences and different things that I can share with you guys that maybe can help you in the season that you're in, like right now. So not only am I like loving hosting, and I'm also loving acting. I take acting classes. I also love modeling. It's so much fun for me. It's almost a form of acting for me because you like kind of embody a different character, especially depending on the different clothes that you wear, different camera angles, different photographers that you work with, you build, you connect. I also like public speaking. So I did a keynote, and I actually put up a video about my experiences with that and sharing, etc., etc. I was a keynote speaker for a millennial success panel back in November. I kind of like, oh my gosh, like I love this too. And there's just like so many different things. I don't consider myself a photographer. I just like taking pictures just for fun of like my friends. So that's something else that I like to do. This is like the best time, and I'm realizing that now, for me to explore these things and seeing what sticks, because the majority of my life I spent as a basketball player, and so everything was basketball. I ate basketball, I slept basketball, I woke up basketball. Basketball was year round because I did AAU and all that good stuff. So now, since that kind of phase of my life has kind of been put on hold, like being a player, because I also coach as well. I'm a JV head high school coach. With that being said, as that kind of like not died down, but like, you know, it's kind of phased out, I guess, better way to say it, I was able to explore all of the other different artsy sides that I have. Like, I also like to paint. Nobody really knows that. I also love music, and I have a musical ear. Nobody knows that. I used to play the drums. Nobody knows that. It's okay to explore in this season of our lives, and I'm now becoming okay with that, because I would put a lot of pressure on myself, like I've got to do this, and like I can only do one thing. And that's what a lot of people were telling me. You got to pick one thing, you just got to run with it and watch all of these things, you know, other things might pop up, which is also true. But it's just kind of like when you're passionate about a lot of different things and you see all these different things that, you know, you could potentially be really good at, you just kind of get overwhelmed, and you're just like, oh my gosh, well, where do I start? How do I get started with this? Who do I need to connect with? And then you become flustered, and then it's just kind of, oh, but it's okay. Now I'm trying to like decide what I really want to focus on, but still maintaining the other ones. In this season where I'm finding myself career-wise and finding what I love and finding what I'm passionate about. I'm literally taking life day by day. So I just kind of wanted to encourage anybody who's dealing with something similar, or who just feels like, well, because I don't have one thing, like what am I going to do with my life? It's okay. You're figuring it out. It just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to develop. It takes time to continue to learn yourself, because we're forever evolving. We're forever unfolding. And sometimes we just need to grace ourselves in figuring it out. And we can't compare ourselves to other people's achievements or their processes, because their process was different than ours. We don't know. Like, we see all of their highlights on Instagram, or their highlights on LinkedIn, or their highlights on whatever social media platform they use, but we didn't see their process. Like, not everybody posts everything. Everybody doesn't post their disappointments all the time. Like, you just kind of see the highlights. So just because you see somebody else flourishing and thriving and getting all these brand deals and being an influencer and having all of these different people look up to them and they have tons and tons of followers, doesn't mean that they didn't go through their own process, you know? And right now you're going through the process. And these are things that I tell myself like every day, because you know, it could just get real crazy and you can get in your head and it's just like, come on Lord, like what's up? But at the end of the day, it's all a process. It's about progress as well. Keep progressing every day. Highlight the small victories. You woke up, you made a YouTube video, that's a highlight. You woke up, you wrote a blog post, that's a highlight. You woke up, you applied to about 10, 15 jobs, that's a highlight. Set mini goals for yourself, write them down, and then check them off as you accomplish them, because it builds up like how you feel and how you feel about yourself. Oh yeah, like I didn't want to make this video super duper long. I just wanted to encourage anybody who's currently going through a season where they're exploring career options and seeing what they love, that it's okay that you don't necessarily have it all figured out right now. Like, it's totally fine. Just take it one day at a time, send some prayers up to Jesus, and he'll hold you down, because he already knows what you're gonna do, because he put you here for a reason and for a purpose. So yeah guys, I love you Tub fam. I hope this video was super impactful to you, and if you have any questions or if you want to start a dialogue, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, in these comments down below. You can even email me too, because I'm open to that too. Alright guys, love ya.